What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Golden Dice Podcast. We've got a bunch of spoilers to get through, so we're going to jump right into it. I'm Jack. I'm your host, and with me, as always, I have Brian. How are you,
Hello.
Brian? 2 words or less.
Wheat thins.
Wheat thins, perfect. So yeah, we got a bunch. I mean, spoilers are flying out. Feels like it's coming a lot faster this time around. So we're going to go. And the first one that we got is Lando Calrissian. He's Vigilance Heroism, subtitles, Buying Time. Action, pay 1, exhaust him, play a unit from your hand, paying its cost, of course. If you do, and you control a ground unit and a space unit, give a shield token to a unit. He's a rebel, an official, and a pilot. Epic action, if you control 7 or more resources, you can deploy this leader, or you can deploy him as an upgrade on a friendly vehicle without a pilot on it. If you deploy him into the ground, he's a 5/7 with Sentinel. If you deploy him as a pilot upgrade, he gets Sentinel, or the attached unit gets Sentinel, and says, when deployed as an upgrade, you may give a shield token to a unit in a different arena. And he is +5/+5. A little janky, powerful abilities, right? Giving a shield out to anybody, right? Luke has to be the thing that you just played that turn in Heroism. So, I mean, I like the ability, but just like 7 costs, it's just late. Just late.
Let me tell you, as someone who has fallen down the Blue Hero Leader rabbit hole every set, I'm out.
We'll
I'm
hold you
out.
to that. I mean, Sentinel's huge though for late deploy though. Like how
The
many times
idea
I think
of-
like I'd wish Dooku was Sentinel rather than Overwhelm.
The idea of slapping this on the next thing we're about to talk about, and it coming out as a 10/10 shielded, that's cool. Like, there are things that definitely do make sense. 10/10 shielded Sentinel, like, that's neat, right? But getting to 7, I feel like, especially in this new set, I think might prove to be a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you're going to be way on the back foot by the time he deploys. Plus, now you're adding the stipulation of, all right, so we want to deploy him as a pilot, probably, usually, but now that's an extra stipulation too, right? So like 7 board state, and not being on the back foot. There's just too much going on. He's too busy.
It is nice that he has Sentinel on both. Like I talked about with Asajj, like it's nice that he's just not a blank deploy in the ground.
Right.
But yeah, still echo what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's all.
Cool.
Gold Leader is the fastest ship in the fleet. It's a Blue Hero 6-cost space unit, 5/5 rebel vehicle transport with shielded, and when this unit is defending, the attacker gets -1, -0. This is cool. That's all I have to say about it.
I mean, 6
6/5
with
with shielded.
is nice.
It reminds you of the Ghost.
I'll say, isn't that what the Ghost is?
Yeah, and did that really even see a lot of play? I mean, it had the Spectre stipulation, but I don't know. It's neat, but
if you can give Lando deploy targets, maybe. Like you said, a 10/10 Sentinel with a shield is pretty nasty.
yeah. If you're playing Lando, this looks great. If you're playing anything else, probably skip it.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. This feels pretty
It's funky.
Good,
It's funky, that's for sure.
I like 6 cost 5/5s. I like them. In space.
Sure.
In space.
Sure.
All right. On the next one. Academy Graduate. 2 cost ground unit. 1 attack, 2 health. Sentinel. Here you go. Here you go, Brian. You can also play him as a pilot for 2 for just Vigilance. Attached unit gains Sentinel. +1/+2. Imperial Pilot.
I like this.
So for 2, you can make your Gold Leader a 6/7 Sentinel with shield.
I like this.
That gets
I like this a lot.
-1. Your opponent gets -1.
It's odd that my weird brain gets more excited about like small, funky cards like this than I did about Gold Leader. I don't know. I think this is more versatile and it comes in earlier. You can put Sentinel wherever you want, which is neat.
I mean, I think it's just pretty doo-doo. Like 1/2. Like unless this is going on a ship that I can immediately attack with. Like if you have to end up dropping a 1/2 Sentinel on ground.
Bro, the Inferno 4 would like to have a word with you.
That's a 2/3.
I'm saying you could put it on Inferno 4, therefore,
Sure.
real good.
What are you doing with that extra resource? That's
Nothing. It's fine. It's a draft card. Limited.
Cool.
Alright, cool. Wake up, babe. New invisible hand dropped. The invisible hand, crawling with vultures, is a 6-cost command villainy space unit. 6/6 for 6. Separatist vehicle, another capital ship. When played / when this unit completes an attack and survives, you may search the top 8 cards of your deck for a droid unit, reveal it, and draw it. If it costs 2 or less, you may play it for free. This is cool. If you are playing droids.
It's just tough because every droid that's 2 costs or less, I think of a hero.
Yeah. Yeah. So
we'll need to see what comes out in this set, potentially.
This is good with Grievous.
Huh?
Go with Grievous. Grievous green. Playing droids in that deck, right?
Yeah, but are they 2 or less?
Soulless one is. I don't know. I'm just trying to throw
That's not
stuff
a
out here.
droid. That's a ship.
Soulless one? Is it? No. No, it sucks then. This is terrible.
Well, like if this was hero, just like grabbing R2 or 3PO or even like BB-8 coming up, like all that's L3, all that stuff sounds good. But I'm just like villain. Like what am I grabbing my Viper probe droids?
Yeah. I take it back. This sucks.
I mean, it could be. We still haven't seen a lot of this set, so there's hope.
Maybe. Copium.
Nothing like fast spoilers with Brian. Everything sucks. Don't worry about it. All right. Next up, we got a 1-cost ground unit, 9 up. Loyal co-pilot. Command heroism. 1 attack, 2 health. This unit gets +1/+0 for each other friendly pilot unit in upgrade. You can also play him as a pilot, and has the same thing, and he's still just a +1/+2. He's a rare. He's a rebel and pilot. Loyal co-pilot. I like him a lot. I mean, he seems, Wedge playing things for pilots for 1 less, like him for 0, for +1/+2. He's already in Wedge's color, and just the ability to like grow that for 1 just seems pretty good.
Yeah, I dig him. I echo everything you say. Nothing else to say about it. Red Squadron Y-Wing is a 2-cost aggression heroism space unit. Is a 1/3 rebel vehicle fighter for 2. On attack, deal 3 indirect damage to the defending player. That's really cool. This is like really a 4/3 swing for 2, which is neat.
Yeah, it's just a little tough in that it'll never trade back on anything. Like if you open this, like even if you go first, you go Y-Wing, I go A-Wing, you attack into me, I probably just put all 4 into base and then kill you, and I still have my A-Wing.
Yeah.
I think that'll be the tough part of like indirect just not and it's like sure you did 4 into base, but also am I just going to get 2 ahead in board state and space type thing? It could be the worry of that.
I think that's fair. I still think it's neat.
Hey, it's a Raid Tarkentown card potentially.
I'm
Turn
about
into
it.
A 2/4. Hit base for 2.
4 with 3 indirect.
Yeah.
Pretty big.
Yeah, but definitely worth a look. Got the Rebel trait as well. Can be wing leader and stuff like that. So cool. All right, on to the next one. Grand Admiral Thrawn. He's a vigilance villainy leader. How unfortunate. When you use a when defeated ability, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, use that ability again. He deploys at 6 as a 4/7 Imperial official and has the same thing, and you can only use it once per round. He's a common leader. Seems insane. I mean, just seems he's one of the more interesting ones. 4/7 is like fine for 6. Yeah, I like him a lot. My mind goes to something like a Ruthless Raider, like doing that twice. I'm sure there's a lot of other good when defeateds. It doesn't work with bounties. Like the card literally has to say when defeated on it, even though bounties do trigger at defeat. It's not a when defeated ability. So just clarity on that. And also like stuff like Super Laser Tech doesn't work because there's no second Super Laser Tech to put into your resource. So you can't like do that when defeated trigger twice. But yeah, No, I mean I like it. It seems like there's a lot of interesting ones, and we see a few coming up as well of new when defeateds.
Yeah, I'm excited for him. I'd like to try him out a lot.
Yeah, yeah, top 3 probably for me at least excitement wise of trying.
Yeah. Uh, he's like right under Piet for me.
Yeah, Piet's one of the other ones.
It's still the top.
Yeah.
Cool. And here's another card that synergizes with him. Director Krennic, on the verge of greatness, is a 2-cost vigilance ability ground unit, a 2/2 Imperial officer with shielded, and the first unit you play each round that has a when defeated ability costs 1 less. This is really cool. Palpatine deck. Immediately thought my thoughts were, turn on that official 2/2 shield is great. We've seen with Crafty and like L3, he's got staying power, so pretty cool.
Could I interest you in a Ruthless Raider for 5?
Yeah.
Talking about Piet.
True.
That already happens. Yeah, I mean I mean even getting Super Laser Tech out for 2, right? I mean, yeah, it's like, what are you doing with the 1 extra resource on that turn? But it's like if you get moments where you can
the
like
Onyx
double
Squadron Brute.
yeah, yeah. I mean, well, no, it's the first. So I couldn't at 3 resource. I couldn't play both.
You kill it with Palpatine's ability, and then nope, you're still.
And you're still at 1.
Yeah.
Readied resource. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you just have to play like a one drop. But it's like that. But like you could go turn, like if you miss it on that initial turn, but you still have Krennic in hand or something, you could go like at 4 resources, go Krennic and then Super Laser Tech or something. Again, not sure if there's going to be better when defeated, but it's like these cards that are good that you're already thinking of, Ruthless Raider, Super Laser Tech. It's just really interesting to get them out. And he's 2/2 shielded, like you said, have been good. They carry things well.
Yeah.
I don't know that he'll be in a deck that wants to like hot shot and go fast, but he certainly can stick around. So
yeah,
cool.
Definitely.
Next up, Onyx Squadron Brute. 2-cost space unit, vigilance, villainy, 2 attack, 3 health, Imperial vehicle fighter. When defeated, heal 2 damage from a base. It's a common. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just good to get some competition at that 2 slot in vigilance, villainy for space. I still think Inferno 4 or whatever. Yeah, that's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
It's still really good, especially in like more control decks of like being able to filter your hand. But this will definitely, I mean, you play this in Thrawn and you're going later in the game and you heal 4 from base is definitely going to be a relevant thing to do. So it seems fine. It just the space might just be tight. I could see this one that maybe is more of a sideboard card for against aggro or something along those lines.
Yeah, I like it.
Go.
Landing Shuttle is a 3-cost single aspect vigilance space unit. 2/4 Imperial vehicle transport. When defeated, you may draw a card. Neat.
Yeah, sure.
Fine. Yeah.
Drawing twice off that with Thrawn will be nice. Outside of that, doesn't seem very good.
Yep. That's all I have to say about that.
Cool. Droid missile platform, 3-cost space unit, just aggression, 4 attack, 2 health, separatist droid vehicle transport. When defeated, deal 3 indirect damage to a player. It's a common. I mean, I think this is pretty good. I think just the ability to put out 4 attack at 3 resources. Obviously, the 2 health is going to be a liability. Die to a lot of things. But the when defeated will be nice.
Yeah, if you can swing once and then claim the when defeated twice with Thrawn, you're looking at a 10 damage swing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty good. For 3 or 2 if Krennic's out. Why not?
There you go.
Why not?
Cool.
Shuttle ST-149 is a villainy space unit. Costs 4. Under Krennic's authority. Is a 3/4 Imperial vehicle transport. Shielded. When played / when defeated, you may take control of a token upgrade on a unit and attach it to a different eligible unit. Sure.
You can order them, so you can actually. It could give a shield to one of your units. Like you can give it the shield, and then pass it to a leader or something else that's a little bit more valuable.
Sure.
So I think it's got some interesting uses. Interesting uses on there, but yeah, token upgrades like you're just gonna it's what experience and shields. So
Yeah.
shields could
I'm
be.
not. I'm not that interested. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's like outside of it, like I feel like the when played, you'll always be able to give off and like give something important to shield on your side, but I don't know how often you'll be able to do the when defeated.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless you're dabbling in experience a lot.
Dibble dabbly.
Dibbly dabbly.
The hard counter your fin deck, dude. I'll take your shields.
That fin deck is. You're gonna see that showcase like right here soon because we're
Yeah.
retiring that.
It's today's video, baby. All right. On the next one, we got the Colossus. 35 health, vigilance, base. Draw one less card in your starting hand. It's a rare. This is super, super interesting. I mean, you're seeing aggro potentially having a hard time closing against some decks with 30 HP. So giving them 5 more. But, I mean, one less card I think is, like, a pretty big deal. But, I mean, Pal Blue is already, like, an established color, and he's a leader who draws cards. Granted, playing into that, you know that the way you beat that deck is by, like, keeping their units off the board so they can't draw type thing. So, I don't know. It's definitely, like, very scary because especially... I mean, I'm playing Voss Tarkentown, and it's like... I don't know. I go, like... Kira into, just like the next turn, like a pillage or force throw or something. It's like you're already down one card. Or like, say I go Ahsoka into force throw and pillage at 5 resources, right? If we're talking next set already, it's just like you could get so just down bad on cards in certain decks. Like I think Bosk would hate this, but like Palp seems like the only place this seems viable currently for me.
Yeah, I would like to see Palp perform with this deck, this base. Just slam a Pershing immediately if you can, and then just kind of start building back better. So we'll see.
Shout out, I'm already forgetting the show, Resistance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched 3 episodes of the show. It was okay.
Oh, I mean, you don't have to be nice, dude. It was pretty terrible. The last few of like season 2 were pretty good and like starting to tie in stuff, but like literally everything up till then was just pretty terrible. But I still love all the
What was his face? Kazuda?
Yeah, Kazuda something.
Shiono?
Yeah, I don't even know. It was funny though, like with half short story. Disney Plus was up. My kid, we were gonna watch Cars, but then this popped up in the recommended. I was like, let's watch an episode of this because he knows who like Poe and BB-8 are, and they're in the first episode, so we watched that. So I was like, yeah, I hope we see something. So far, we've only seen this in the experience or the Shield. I think it's the experience. So we haven't seen any characters yet, but yeah, cool.
Is that me? That's me.
Best art of the set, probably.
Yeah, I agree so far. I've seen. I wish Blocked was reading this one. Chimera. Reinforcing the Center is a 6-cost Vigilance Villainy Space unit for 5/6. Imperial Vehicle Capital Ship. When played, you may use the when defeated ability on another friendly unit. When defeated, create 2 TIE Fighter tokens. This is interesting. This is better than the other Chimera that we've seen.
Low bar.
From set 1, but yes. As I was going to follow up with, that card was doo-doo.
Yeah.
Not even Thrawn 1 used that, and like the sideboard maybe a one of, so.
Just too slow.
Yeah, I mean, the capital ship thing with Piet, I think getting this out on 5 would be cool. A 5/5/6 that has, the ability to trigger another ability. I like it. It's great art. This is going to look like a great hyperspace foil. Yeah.
I'm very curious to see how the Prestige art looks because this is like
amazing.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got good stats. Being able to trigger something else, hopefully, like that's probably be the hard part, is like trying to line that up sometimes when you want it. And I don't know how useful 2 TIE Fighter tokens are really going to matter, but we'll see.
If it's, if you're using it with Thrawn, you get 4 TIE Fighter tokens. Then it's still questionable.
Yeah.
Tokens just have not impressed me. Like especially those dinky 1/1 battle droids. So more of that, whatever. But
Yeah. Cool. All right. On to Rose Tico, saving what we love. Vigilance, heroism, action, exhaust, heal 2 damage from a vehicle unit that attacked this phase. Epic action, if you control 5 or more, you can deploy her as a 4/6. Just has resistance tag, and then has on attack, you may heal 2 damage from a vehicle unit. Truthfully, might be one of the worst cards
no.
printed so far.
It is. It is the worst card for this.
Leaders.
Don't. There is no maybe. It is. It's horrible.
Like, I just prefer 3/7 so much more than 4/6 on leaders. I don't know. And I don't think her ability is like that insane to like compensate for lower. Like some of the 5 costs, like Bosk is like a 4/6, but like if he deploys and gets his thing off, he could just win the game off like a double claim. Are you gonna win the game off
see where
healing?
this matters. Like, I understand that vigilance. That's the theme, right? Like, Obi heals.
It's definitely a little. Hero Blue is definitely getting a little boring because it's like everybody either shields or heals, and it's just like.
Yeah, and they don't really contribute to the over. I mean, like Obi-Wan maybe, kind of. Finn definitely wasn't. Who was the other blue hero last set? Oh, Rey. Rey's good.
Rey's good. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure that like Luke, Rey, Obi, like any of them are like strictly like terrible. They're just not like at the top cut of everybody else. But Rose just seems like. Because even the first time I read her, I didn't like her, but I read it as the assumption that she could just heal 2 whenever on her leader side, but it has to have attacked that phase. So that just sounds like
awful.
Yeah, I mean, you almost need to
she doesn't need that stipulation at all.
You need to do ECL with her, and then just play like some of the other green ones that we've seen so far that have ambush.
No Chick-fil-A sauce. She's terrible.
Yeah.
She's just awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah, not impressed.
Income Rebel Trader putting that clip that I just did, saying that Rose is the most underrated leader of Set 4. No, I don't see any. Even when like she was spoiled, and we were like, all right, what are the spoilers to go with her? The crowd goes mild, So
I mean, we got synergy with the next card.
Paige Tico is a 2-cost vigilance hero ground unit, dropping the hammer as a 3/2, or she can be piloting for 2 vigilance hero. Attaching unit gains on attack, give an experience token to this unit, then deal 1 damage to it. No.
I mean,
No,
like,
stop. No, stop.
If you whiff and she's in your opening hand and that's your only play, it's a 2-drop 3/2. That's fine. And then like being able to give the experience stuff like can be pretty good. But the funny part is that I'd just rather play Obi-Wan and just heal the 1 damage of it rather than like the Rose's whole thing.
But she has to attack. I don't know. It's
but if you're playing it on a ship, you probably will.
Yeah.
It's ready. Yeah, it's not like something where you play it then you have to wait till the next round for it. You're likely attacking that turn.
All right.
I like Paige. I think she's pretty good.
Not sold on the Ticos, personally.
Yeah. Not wrong. Next up, we got the Red Squadron X-Wing. I love that all the colors are just not the same. Like the Red Squadron's here, Black 1 is in red, Green Squadron A-Wing is in red. Like it's funny how that all works out. This is Vigilance, Heroism, 3-cost space unit, 3 attack, 4 health, Rebel Vehicle Fighter. When played, you may deal 2 damage to this unit. If you do, draw a card. So if you feel like you don't need the card and you just want to contest space because they're going there too, and you just want a 3/4 in space, that's fine. If you want the card draw, you can deal 2. But see, that's what originally I was like, oh, Rose, you could play this and then heal it. Sure, I see synergy. But no, you can't even heal it to the next time. You got to hope this thing lives for a whole nother round. But, I mean, like a 3-cost, 3/2, draw a card. Like, I mean, that's fine in and of itself. So, I mean, I think this card is just like, seems solid, but I could see it just not making the cut because there might be just better things at 3.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too. Like the same thing with Paige, right? Like at this stage in the game, we're on set 4. There are going to be, competitors for each of these slots in each of these colors, and I just don't think that either of these really make the cut. Although that being said, I'm struggling to think of where other 3-drop blue like Conquer.
That's what I was going to say. Like 3-drop blue is probably just. But if you splash a different color, there's probably plenty of options. But
yeah, there's like the Sailing Fang Fighters are there. Red 3 is there. Blue Leader is there, I think, too, right? The 3/3 ambush.
Yeah.
So I mean, this spot is getting a little crowded, but
I do think it's better than the 2 other things you listed potentially, though. Like Red 3 is frustrating that it has 3
Red
health.
3 is frustrating.
And Fang Fighters. Well, I guess Fang Fighters will be good with it.
But...
I mean, Fang Fighter might be main board with all the pilots and stuff coming out. So
yeah. I mean, and CDI has this place too. So maybe.
Yep.
Maybe. I personally prefer Blue Leader over this, but I understand the idea.
You're up.
Oh, Leia Organa. Pilots your stations. Is a 3-cost command heroism ground unit, a 3/4 rebel official, restore 1, and when played, you may attack with a pilot unit or a unit with a pilot on it. It gets +1 and gains restore 1 for this attack. I like this card. This is going in a Leia deck near you, for sure. I was surprised that it does so much. I don't know. It's the 3-cost, but it feels like it's stacked. It's packed with stuff to do. Plus, it calls back to the leader with the action economy, and so
it's like a fleet lieutenant mixed with a home 1.
Yeah. It's like, what am I doing with all this? So, I dig it. I dig it a lot.
Yeah, we'll just need to see like how many early like on curve potential pilots that you're going to play. Yeah, I mean, obviously all these abilities are good. The question will just be how much synergy will she be able to do. 3/4 is just getting a little tougher. Eventually we're going to be at a point where it's like all 3/5s are good enough. I mean, granted it's mono. Granted it's mono, but like Han Yellow just plays a generic 3/5 because it's 5 health. So she just could keep having potential conflicts in that. Like if you're going green-red like they normally have been in, just kind of like aggro-y colors. You already for 3/4 you got Fighters for Freedom in there, but then you'll now have Cassian, the Sundari will be in there, and whatever else comes with this set. So she's definitely good. It's just competition, like we've talked about. It's gonna be tight.
Yeah, I mean maybe rotation isn't such a bad thing after all, So.
Well, this will be the least amount of sets we ever have again. Top 4. So on to the next one. This is me. First Order Stormtrooper. Fast. 1 cost, ground unit, aggression, villainy, 2 attack, 1 health, First Order, and trooper tags. On attack and when defeated, deal 1 indirect damage to a player as a common. Seems fun?
This art is so hot.
Yeah. Isn't this on
the armor looks so good.
On one of the game
I think so. Yeah, one of the sleeves, right?
Yeah, either sleeve or deck pod, I don't remember. But yeah, I like them a lot. I mean, well, you can see the downsides of like indirect can definitely be frustrating if your opponent's like picking it. But like, I don't know. I mean, if you have initiative and he's also a 1-drop too. Like, if you do the him and Greedo or something, like, it could be pretty hard to deal with.
Yeah, I think this even goes in like a Kylo deck.
Oh yeah,
Kylo
yeah.
Like 100%. This definitely.
He wants to vomit out his hand with a bunch of things.
Yeah. This is enticing in all different places. I'm into it.
Cool.
Dengar, Rude and Slovenly, is a 4-cost ground unit, aggression, villainy, 5/4 with piloting, for 2 aggression, villainy. Attached unit gains on attack, deal 2 indirect damage to a player. If this unit is an underworld unit, deal 3 indirect damage instead, +1/+2 as a pilot. Yeah, this is neat. The 4/5/4 stats are like so funky to me.
It's a little rough.
Yeah, the piloting I think is where we want to be.
I love him as a pilot. Yeah.
Yeah, I think piloting for 2 is where we want to be. I kind of want to ignore the ground part on him, personally, but Yeah, I think he's interesting.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see just how set 4 meta will go, because it's just like, if if I'm including Dengar in a deck, I want to make sure I can pilot with him. So then, am I just going like all space in my deck type thing? Right now it's probably, I don't know, I forget what you say 24 ground units, you might do like 12 space units. Something along those lines. I don't know exactly what like the average breakdown is, but just like generic, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm just
the
curious to see how
the
it goes.
balance the balance is an interesting question too. Like I mean, I'm sure you're gonna run into a lot of areas where you've misratioed, but
But it's nice that you do have the option. Like a 5/4 is not great on ground, but it's like, yeah, I mean, if I have to, you have to. Like, they'll still want to answer it because
at
5
five
attack is
four
fun.
that's blank.
Sure.
I mean that's risky.
Yeah, I mean the trade off is just flexibility. You can do something that's really good in space, but if they are answering your space, then maybe they are open in ground and dropping a 5/4 on ground. They got to answer. It just does stink that he's in range of open fire, takedown, and fell. Like all all three of the common like removal spells of that kind. So
And an easy target down too.
yeah, if they can get 1 damage onto him,
Mm-hmm.
ping him. So cool.
Yep.
All right, next one. IG 2000 Assassin's Aggressor. 4 cost space unit. Aggression, villainy, 3 attack, 4 health, underworld vehicle transport, has overwhelm. When played, deal 1 damage to each of up to 3 units. It's a rare. Stop giving Django cards.
Yeah, agreed.
Django's looking real good going into set 4, not gonna lie. He's already spaced, so he already can get these pilots in, but then it's like, this can just come out and just tap whatever. It's like they could go ISB into the P38 into IG 2000. I mean, they probably want a TDR on 4 resource turn, but still.
I'm kind of
They
a
have
Django hater. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I'm kind of a hater. But yeah,
I'm mostly just triggered because I know this will be good in a Django deck, and it'll be great to get reps in that. But these last 2 cards are just Underworld, so Flock is just going to hyperfixate on Cad Bane for the next 10 years. That's why we need rotation.
honestly, exhausting. So exhausting.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
IG 88. You know him. You love him. A murderous, a flute droid. Whatever that is. Is a 5 cost aggression villainy ground unit. 4/5. While this enemy unit is damaged, this unit gets +3, +0. And then you've got piloting for 2 aggression villainy. +0, +3. Attached unit gains while an enemy unit is damaged. This unit gets +3, +0. Also, I didn't say the traits on Dengar, Underworld Bounty Hunter Pilot. This is Underworld Droid Bounty Hunter Pilot. They're at the bottom. They threw me for a loop there. I'm not used to looking there. But there's a lot going on, and the thing that I'm noticing most is the pilots have a ton going on, which makes sense, right? Because they have the flexibility of going ground or space. This is neat. I feel like this,
Seems
the
powerful, but could backfire.
yeah, exactly. I mean, the while damaged is you're gambling. So.
But if indirect's huge, right, then there's a chance
Yeah.
that gets off. But we saw like in the game of the spotlight decks, MJ, they were playing Boba, and I think Tyler like crashed one of his units, whatever. So the only damaged unit went away. So now IG was on like a TIE bomber or something. So then it was still just like a 0-7 at that point that did 2 indirect,
booty.
and so it was just like super awkward. And I could see him running into those situations.
Yeah. But like we said, it could be good. But 5-7-5 is interesting on the ground too. Even
Yeah, I mean, even 2 for a 3/3 is
right.
For piloting is nasty. Yeah, both ends of it. If the damage side gets off, IG's looking pretty sick.
Yeah.
Cool.
While an enemy unit is damaged, that's interesting.
Because you can, I mean, the IG 2000, right? If you hit that at 4 resources and then go IG to next ground or space. I mean, space preferably, because then you can get off the attack that turn.
Right.
So,
Right.
Put him. You could put him on the IG 2000 right there. Look at that. There's the line.
It's like they thought of this stuff before that.
Yeah. They thought of it. All right. Next up, we got the Houndstooth. 3-cost, space unit, cunning, villainy, reliable, and deadly. 4 attack, 3 health, underworld, vehicle, transport. While attacking an exhausted unit that didn't enter play this phase, this unit deals combat damage before the defender. It is of special rarity in the Boba starter. I love this.
Yeah.
4/3 in space for 3 seems amazing, even just vanilla.
First strike.
And then, it has
Cool.
shoot first strike, whatever on it. So, seems like just a dub all around. No notes.
Yeah.
I'll take 12.
Easy dubs.
Cool.
Oh boy, our 19th Boba Fett of this game. Holy moly. Okay. Alright, here we go. We got Boba Fett. Feared Bounty Hunter as a 5-cost ground unit. Cunning Villainy, 5/4 shielded. For piloting, 2-cost Cunning Villainy. When played as an upgrade, you may deal 1 damage to a unit. If attached unit is a transport, you may deal 2 damage instead. When piloting, it's a +2/+3. He is an underworld bounty hunter pilot. That's a lot. That's a lot going on. They love their 5/4s this set.
Hey, he shielded them.
Yeah, 5/4 shielded. Still takedown, so bad card. No, he's cool. I think that
And
you
fell.
know, it fell. Yeah, well, not as a pilot, and I think that's the thing that they're trying to do, where they've struck a good balance between, the ground unit versus the piloting unit. I can definitely see the upsides to both, right? I don't know off the top of my head all the villain transports we have, and we just saw Houndstooth, we just saw IG 2000. So I'm sure there's a number of things you could stick him on, and he'll be good. But yeah, it seems cool. Good rare.
Yep. Seems nuts again in that category of really good pilot and then like decent ground unit.
It's a Boba card. It's not allowed to be bad.
True. Feared Bounty Hunter.
Yep.
All right, next up we got Dagger Squadron Pilot, 1-cost ground unit, cunning, heroism, 2 attack, 1 health, no text on ground, but is piloting for 1 and has +2 attack, +1, and is a rebel and a pilot. Sure.
Neat.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking he seems great if you're just looking to fill out some cheap pilots. 1 cost for 2/1 on ground isn't bad either. Yeah, it's blank, but it's fine.
Today I watched the Garbage Rollers play their Spotlight deck games, and Tyler, like, consistently, for whatever reason, got a Cartel Turncoat into a Dagger Squadron Pilot out, and then an R2 on top of that. So he had I think it was like a 5/5 turn 2. Like,
Seems pretty good.
weird and wacky stuff, so seems fine to me. Shuttle Tyridium. Fly Casual is a 3-cost cunning heroism space unit. 2/4 rebel vehicle transport. On attack, discard a card from your deck. If it has an odd cost, you may give an experience token to another unit. Clearly a Han support card. It's a special rarity, so it's in the Han starter deck.
Yep.
So with Han, neato. With anything else, maybe not the best.
Yep.
I don't really love decking myself. I don't have to, but
Cool. All right, on the next one, the Mandalorian, 5-cost ground unit, double cunning, weathered pilot, 5 attack, 6 health. When played as a unit, exhaust up to 2 ground units. Or you can play him as a pilot for a single cunning aspect, and when played as an upgrade, exhaust an enemy unit in this arena. +3, +1 as a pilot, Mandalorian bounty hunter pilot. Really good no matter how you play him. I'm a big fan of him.
2 cost for piloting for this, for the everything that you just said, amazing.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're just in it, he's like the other ones were like, oh, IG, I can see an issue. Boba like 5/4 at 5, 5/6, and exhaust too. Yeah, I mean that's just
Beefy.
He's great.
That's a big swing.
Yep, I like him a lot.
Yeah, great card.
Cool.
Boshek is a charismatic smuggler. Is a 3-cost single aspect cunning ground unit. 3/4. Piloting for 2, single cunning again. When plays an upgrade, discard 2 cards from your deck. Return each of those cards with an odd cost to your hand. He's a +1/+2 when piloting. He's a fringe pilot. Neat, cool. Again, this is like a Han support card. If you're building the entirety of your deck as odd costs, pretty much, you're happy about that. And if you wanted to roll the dice, sure. Getting 2 cards for 3 seems pretty good if you hit them.
Yeah, I mean, even just drawing one is pretty good.
Replacing what you've played, and you've got a +1/+2. So
Yeah, I like
them.
Yep. Cool. All right, next up we got 1 cost event electromagnetic pulse. It's just cunning tactic. Deal 2 damage to a droid or a vehicle unit and exhaust it. It's common. This will be great in draft and could see its way into the meta if vehicles are just that insane. And that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Commandeer is a trick. Flockton is foaming at the mouth right now. He loves his tricks. It's a 5-cost cunning event. Take control of a non-leader vehicle unit that costs 6 or less without a pilot on it. If you do ready it at the start of the next regroup phase, return that unit to its owner's hand. It's a cheaper change of heart for vehicles.
And better because it goes to the owner's hand.
Yeah.
Like you're bouncing it. Stipulation, yeah, it's got to be vehicle and no pilot on it, but...
Yeah. So if vehicles take off and they're crazy, yeah, I could see this being relevant and common. So, cool.
Yeah, solid sideboard card, it seems. So.
Yep.
All right, next up we got a 2-cost space unit, the TIE Bomber, just villainy. 0 attack, 4 health, Imperial vehicle fighter. On attack, deal 3 indirect damage to the defending player. Yeah, I don't know. Just not huge.
The 0 just like...
Yeah, it not trading back is just going to feel bad, and they're going to pick where the indirect goes and stuff.
Easily mitigatable. Yeah, I think it's just meh.
Yeah, I mean 4 health is nice if you have initiative and can immediately follow up with like a good pilot on it or something, like maybe. But
yeah,
I don't know. There's probably just better 2-drops in that regard, which is fair. It's just a single aspect villainy, so.
Yep.
Cool.
This single aspect card, though, oh my Madone. So this is R2D2. R2 is a 1-cost heroic ground unit 1/4 or piloting 0-cost heroism. This upgrade can be played on a friendly vehicle unit with a pilot on it. Attached unit gains, you may play or deploy 1 additional pilot on this unit. So this is an interesting stipulation. It's pretty cool. I think there's some cool lines you can take, and I think this pretty much goes in every hero deck if you're running any kind of vehicle in it. This set at least.
Yeah, I mean 1/4 is fine for 1. Don't get caught up on the wording too much for the piloting. It basically just lets you play him as the first pilot or the second pilot.
Yep.
It's
the Millennium Falcon loves this though.
Oh yeah.
Those 3 pilots on the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, imagine R2, Chewie, and Han all on the Falcon.
Well, they did that on stream, yeah. They had he's like driving the school bus.
Yep.
So, pretty cool. I love this card.
Yeah, me too.
I need 17 in hyperspace foil immediately.
All right, next card, 4-cost event direct hit. It's a tactic. Defeat a non-leader vehicle unit. Common. Sure. I mean, just a fell or take down or vanquish for this.
Sideboard card.
Yeah, I mean, even then, like fell probably just hits all the same things. Like you're not gonna want to spend 4 to defeat an A-wing. You know what I mean? Like, so fell can't hit that, but that's fine because what you're gonna want to hit, fell probably hits.
These are for like maybe a capital ship, but again, fell is just right there.
I mean, maybe you need. Yeah, maybe it's like sideboard to the point where it's like they're only playing big ships, so I want 4 fells, and they're only vehicles, and this works in that regard. So, yeah.
That makes sense.
Cool.
Kajimi Patrollers is a 2-cost command villainy space unit. It's a 1/1 first order vehicle fighter. When played, create a TIE fighter token. Okay. I just think that this is one of those things where you get 2 TIE fighter tokens pretty much. And I, again, was not crazy about TIE Fighter tokens. Now, I could see this going into a deck where a leader we're going to talk about in a few minutes as like an opening play would be fine. Other than that, meh.
Yep, same camp. Having two 1/1s doesn't make me go too crazy.
Yeah. It's no Batch Brothers, I'll tell you that.
No bad brothers. All right, next up we got a 3-cost ground unit, Captain Tarkin, just aggression, full forward assault. 2 attack, 5 health, Republic official. Each friendly vehicle unit gets +1/+0 and gains overwhelm. Yeah, I mean he seems like he'd be really good in like draft limited, and then like you could definitely have a deck built where he's going to be really good in it. But I don't think he's like a 3 of in every vehicle deck, as always. Sometimes you'd rather, if you're looking for deploy stuff and try to put your leader on a vehicle, you probably just want to be vomiting out vehicles until your leader deploys.
He's in the same camp of like Yularen and Veers and like the thing that like buffs but like never sticks. I don't know, he just doesn't excite me.
+1 and overwhelm does like interest me, like a little more potentially, but yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying with that. None of them
But
really
they just
panned
don't
out.
like see play, you know, like they just don't stick, and you'd rather have a different card in that slot that does something a little more impactful.
Yeah,
So,
like I remember we all thought like Yularen would be really good in like Sabine, but then I was like, I'd rather just play something that, I mean, granted that's an aggro deck, so
okay.
it's like a little different. But even like, I mean, Yularen hasn't really popped up in anything, so
Yeah.
cool.
Whoops. Rio Durant is a wisecracking wheelman, villainy cunning leader. His action, you can spend 1 and exhaust, attack with the space unit. Gets +1 and gains Saboteur for this attack. He comes out on 5, and he can be deployed into the ground as a 3/5 with Saboteur, or he can be attached as a pilot for a 3/5. This attached unit is a leader unit. It gains Saboteur. If it's a transport, it also gets +1/+0. I just mentioned I don't know what the transports in the set look like or the other sets look like, but I think he's interesting. He's really low at 5, so that's neat. Are you looking at the transports?
Yeah, that's what I was like just looking into. I mean, Fett's Fire Spray is one for villain. Like trying to think of. I mean, there's some other one like sure, Clan's Action and First Light are also it, but it's not realistic you're gonna do on that. Punishing one seems like a good one. Devastating Gunship, but like you don't. You probably want to look for a 2, 3, or 4 because you want to deploy him at 5 on one that can attack.
Yeah.
So there's that. I mean, IG 2000 seems like a good one.
Houndstooth
Houndstooth seems like a great one.
Yeah.
Mist Hunter as well, which we haven't gotten to yet. Even Fett's Fire Spray potentially. So yeah. Rampart technically too, although that one's very weird.
Yeah, I'm lukewarm on him. I think he's okay. I'm interested in the Saboteur is interesting. I don't know how relevant it'll always be, but yeah, I mean,
I like him more than Asajj. Like I think he fits a really interesting cunning aggression, or not cunning that he has to be an aggression, but just cunning aggro leader. I also love the fact that it's Rio Durant.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's such an odd and unique choice, and I like that a lot.
Yep.
I love Solo.
Yep.
I think I might be in the minority of that camp. I think a lot of people didn't care for it.
I think a lot of people did love it. I don't know. I see a lot of people that are at least like it was a good just movie flick to go and watch.
Well, it's just like still fun, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm happy to see more. You know. That's all I got to say about that.
All right. Next up, we got a card I wish Flock was here to pronounce because I'm not even sure.
I don't know either. I can't even flame him.
K-turn.
Koyo Grand? Koyo Grand turn?
Koyo Grand turn, sure. 3-cost event, aggression, ready a fighter or transport unit with 6 or less power. Yeah, I mean, great closer in draft or sealed. But like, I don't know, stuff like Keep Fighting never saw play, and even in decks that like really liked it, like Grand Inquisitor. I think this is a little tougher. I mean, but 6 or less. I mean, you know, like you could definitely just vomit out a lot of damage real quick, especially with some of these pilots, maybe. But I don't know. Like if you hit with it, ready it, and then put a pilot on it, like there could be some nasty damage. But yeah, I don't know.
It's cheap bravado with more stipulations.
Restrictions, yeah.
Yeah. Meh. Rampart, enjoy the exit. Is a 2-cost hunting villainy space unit. 3/3 underworld vehicle transport. This unit doesn't ready during the regroup phase unless its power is 4 or more. Super interesting that they give you a 2-cost that, like, they're incentivizing you to pilot.
But also, like, you don't want to play turn 1. Like, it needs
Yeah.
to, like, it's great value for its stats, but it's not something that, I feel like you can lead off with turn 1 unless villain gets,
Like a
like,
dagger squadron pilot.
no, it's got to be 0, unless they get their own R2. Because Dagger
Oh,
Squadron
true,
still
true.
costs 1. Like, you need something that you play this as a 2 and play that as a 0 cost pilot that gives it +1. So,
You gotta
just
play
weird.
it on. You gotta play it on turn 2 with the independent smuggler.
There you go.
You give it raid 1.
There you go.
Yeah, no, anything that immediately I have to start looking back and seeing what the work to make it turn up.
Yep.
Meh.
All right, next one. Snap Wexley. 3-cost, ground unit, command, heroism, resistance, recon, flyer. 2 attack, 5 health. When played as a unit and on attack, the next resistant card you play this phase costs 1 less. Or you can play him as a pilot for 2, and when played as an upgrade, search the top 5 cards of your deck for a resistance card, reveal it, and draw it. +2/+2 resistance pilot. It's rare.
I love his face.
Yeah, his face is
I
something,
I heard
something else,
nothing that
but
you said because I can't
he's
stop
just
looking at
staring into
him.
his soul. Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
love the card. It's a little weird to have it when played as a unit. Like, if you play him on curve, he's just like one of those weird ones where, I mean, can you play a 1-drop to follow it up for free? Because it costs 1 less. And if not, then it's like you just didn't get his when played ability. But it's also like, if you go into the 4 resource turn and then attack with him, you can play Poe for 4. You know what I mean? Like, so there's definitely some good stuff as well. And I also just like that he can dig in a resistance type deck if you play him as pilot. So I like him both ways.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting. Definitely busy. But seems good.
Cool.
Seems good. Ah, I love this card. BB-8 Happy Beeps is a 1-cost aggression, heroism, ground unit. 1/4. Or piloting for 1 as well. When played as an upgrade, you may pay 2. If you do, ready a resistance unit. +1/+2, resistance droid pilot. I love him. I love
Happy
him.
beeps.
I love R2. I want 17,000 in hyperspace foil.
Yeah, I mean, I like that he's good here too, because I remember him in like Destiny just being like a little annoying, like 1 cost that just like the die just adds up value if they don't deal with it and stuff. And I mean, what I thought he was good, and I thought he was, you could only ready the thing you put him on, but then I read is you can ready any resistance unit, so it's like super interesting that you could like hit with Poe and then ready Poe again because you played BB-8 on a space unit that is now threatening as well. So yeah, BB-8 seems great. No notes.
Yeah. And then you pair him with another leader coming up.
Yeah.
And then it does even more, like you can combo in even more shenanigans, so.
Yep.
Seems good to me.
All right, next up, got a 5-cost space unit, aggression, heroism, tactical, heavy bomber, 3 attack, 5 health, resistance, vehicle, transport. On attack, deal indirect damage equal to this unit's power to the defending player. If a base is damaged this way, draw a card. It's a rare. I'm definitely suspect on this just because it's a 5-cost, do nothing, 5 health, like doesn't trade back potentially to some things. But its ability is certainly great, and think about surprise strike. Right, if you surprise strike with this, you do 6 to base, and then you deal 6 indirect as well. Like, there's just a lot of damage that can come at you very fast with this card. So it's definitely got a lot of like high potential, and then also just like resetting this and just stacking pilots on it. Like, this could be very, very nasty.
I definitely don't want to pay 5 for it though.
I mean, it
I
depends.
think you're frozen, champ.
Yeah, I think I froze too. I forget how
All
I
right.
fixed that last time.
Um,
But yeah, I mean, yeah, paying 5 is definitely like rough, but I don't know. I'm gonna pop back. Don't you worry.
Sure. No, I was very worried. I just saw me in the frame, and I got immediately like people are clicking off the video so fast. Yeah, I agree. I think that if you can buff it and pump it, um, like with Holdo, I think that's a good option.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Hold is what? Is she +1? I guess we can go to her now and talk about that too.
She's +2,
Yeah.
+2. I'll read.
Yep.
I'll read her while you're fixing your camera. Admiral Holdo, we are not alone, is the command heroism leader. Action: pay 1, exhaust. Give a resistance unit or a unit with a resistance upgrade on it, like BB-8, +2/+2 for this phase. She deploys at 6 as a 3/8. She's a resistance official. On attack, you may give another resistance unit or a unit with resistance upgrade on it, +2/+2 for this phase. My immediate thought was she's super, like, her stats are odd. And I think all the pump leaders are kind of statted this way, like Wat Tambor is statted this way. I think she's meant to be like a combo leader. Like you're not using her for her, like her body, I guess. Exactly using her for the pump ability. So I think she's easier to, easier than Wat Tambor to get her ability off. But she's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not super excited about her, but she's interesting.
A lot of
And I'll probably
these
play her with like pre-release stuff or
Yeah, just a lot of the stuff that requires these extra not hoops to jump through because it's not really one, but like deck building restrictions of like you needing resistance. Like we'll just need to see how many there are because then you're also gonna you're gonna have to play really good ones or below curve to like actually get her ability off and stuff. So
yeah. I'm not pumped about her, but I could see how she could get out of hand with her ability. And if you play, if the resistance cards are great, then great. But if you pump something like a Poe, for example, you pump a Poe and then you reset with BB-8, and you get 2 swings off that pump Poe. That's a good chunk of damage right there. That's at least 16. Without the Poe discard and everything.
yeah,
But I mean it's really telegraphed, but even so.
even so, yeah. I don't know. None of them have really panned out. Makes me nervous about it as all.
Watch is top 8 somewhere, I think,
Yeah.
past weekend, so.
All right, I've now got a
Maybe.
Voss image for my camera, so I don't know if my camera's coming back. So we got that in there. But we'll
I
keep
mean,
rolling on.
you look the same. So.
Perfect. Yeah, it's similar hair. Just picture a beard on Voss,
Similar
and
hair.
then you got me.
Yeah.
All right. Thermal Oscillator, 27 health, base, aggression. Your minimum deck size is decreased by 5 cards. It's a rare. I have a hard time already getting to 50 cards, getting down to 50 cards. This is definitely an advantage, and that's definitely like a noob cop out to say like I can barely get to 50. How can I get to 45? Because it's like you just see certain cards more consistently that are like your win conditions. Like think about Triple Dark Raid, like increasing your ability to consistently see a Ruthless Raider or a Fet's Fire Spray in there, right? And cutting out 5 cards is going to do that. So there's a lot of upside to this. It's just you're going to have to do it right is what it's going to come down to.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not personally smart enough to deck build for this, but I can understand why you'd want to use this.
Yeah.
But Tarkentown's so hot right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely in a spot of competition in its color.
Mm-hmm.
But you get 2 more health.
Yeah. But is the ability comparable? Is the ability better? I guess it depends on the deck,
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Desperate Commando is a 2-cost vigilance ground unit, 2/2 resistance trooper. When defeated, you may give a unit -1/-1 for this phase. Okay.
This is actually kind of neat though because it trades with 3/3s.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And then when Thrawn's there, it trades with 4/4.
Oh, now we're cooking with gas.
No, I don't know that'll make that cut in a premiere, but it definitely like if you're playing Thrawn and you can grab one or two of these, it's definitely like a pretty good early play.
Yeah, yeah,
Cool.
not bad.
All right, Radis, 7 cost, space unit, command, heroism, Holdo's final command, 8 attacks, 6 health, resistance, vehicle, capital ship. While you control another resistance card, unit, upgrade, or leader, this unit gains Sentinel. When defeated, deal damage equal to this unit's power to an enemy unit. This is a rare. I love this card. It is a great counter to just a lot of units that kill your bigger units. You know, like if you go Radis and they go Luke, this can clap back at the Luke. If you go Radis and they go Avenger, this can clap back at the Avenger. So it's like you're at least leaving the board state even. You're not leaving it behind type thing. So, yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what the Prestige version of this will look like.
Oh, yeah.
That
And this
would
is,
be
I finally
cool.
feel excited to potentially make a hero deck that goes late. Because where before,
Yeah.
like all the big things, that like, yes, Luke is good. Yes, like Redemption is like good, but they're not closing a game like an Avenger, Devastator type thing. And this still isn't quite at that level, but this at least gives you like a chance to survive
Reach.
into those.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this is really cool.
Cool.
And it's 7 too. Like I think that's
Yep.
interesting to note. Like you can start really kind of clapping back sooner.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you still die to like event cards, but you know you're gonna die to them anyways. It's always hard if they. I feel like I can come back if they fell this as compared to if they Avenger my big thing.
Yeah, like your turn isn't completely wasted if you drop this. You fell something else. Like you can still you kill something in return too. So I think that's neat.
Yep. Cool.
Black Squadron Scout Wing is a 5 cost cunning heroism space unit. 4/6 resistance vehicle fighter. When you play an upgrade on this unit, you may attack with a unit. This unit, sorry, not a unit. This unit. It gets +1/0 for the attack. Okay. I don't hate it.
Yeah, I'll just need to see what the 5 cost slot looks like in my deck. This is definitely in consideration for a pilot deck, but I
Yeah,
don't know what else is there off the top of my head.
I think the only thing the thing that immediately comes to mind is the Delphi, the Delphi patrol fighter.
yeah.
So like yeah, but that is green. So like I don't know, totally different. I have no idea what I would be in the 5 cost space for hero. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
especially Hero Cunning. Hero Cunning's not really that good outside of Falcon. Either Falcon, and like they're both really good cards, but it's like anywhere from
For space, yeah.
not really good 1s or 2s, great 3, not really good 4s or 5s, solid 6. So yeah.
Wolfpack Escort's good at 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, on to the next one. Dakar?
Yeah.
Cargo frigate. 5 cost space. Where's Flock? I really wish he was here for some of these. Vigilance, and it's funny because the ones that you feel like, oh, that's kind of hard, you would get that wrong.
He
You're like,
would get
he
to
gets that
cargo and then get frigate wrong.
Yeah, exactly. 5 cost vigilance, heroism, 6 attack, 7 health, resistance, vehicle, capital ship. This unit gets -1, -0 for each damage on it. I mean, obviously 5 for 6, 7 is insane, but obviously it's going to go down. But if you play Rose, you can keep more damage on it, or more power on it, or Obi, more realistically.
Oh boy!
But this one's definitely interesting. This is one where I'm like, ooh, buzz.
The laundry's done.
Laundry's done. That I need to try to figure out, like, how does this actually play out in a game? Because I can see where it's going to be really good, but I also can see where it's like, all right, I dropped this for 5, and I don't know, they do something like an open fire or something. They deal 4 into it, and now it's a 2-3 left. You know what I mean? I just paid 5 for that. So yeah, I'll need reps with this. I feel like it could be really good, but also could see how this could just get countered pretty well.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm brave enough to run this, if I'm being honest, because you got to go a whole round without them doing something to it. I don't know. Maybe.
But they need to do like an event into it, because if they just crash a unit into it, I feel like I'm kind of content. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's still like the worst it could be is like maybe ends up being like a 3/4, 2/5. I don't know. I feel like you might feel bad about it for like an A-wing crashes into this, but
Yeah,
well,
like a cheap thing.
that's something I got to test into, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, into our first legendary of this round here. Turbo Laser Salvo is a 7-cost command tactic. Choose an arena. A friendly space unit deals damage equal to its power to each enemy unit in that arena. OB on crack
Yeah.
for everyone. No,
Obviously, much
no,
higher upside
yeah.
than that. This is, I mean, this is going to go in a Pia deck, and we'll just see how it plays out. Like Pia, Pia playing a bunch of big ships, having OB, and then having this. He
This
could,
card scares me.
yeah,
Card scares me. I think it's pretty good.
yeah. All right. Profundity.
We are.
Right. Did you have anything else to say for
No,
Salvo?
no, no. Oh,
9 cost space unit, aggression, heroism. We fight. 8 attack, 9 health. A rebel vehicle, capital ship has overwhelm and has a when played and when defeated. Choose a player. They discard a card from their hand. Then, if they have more cards in their hand than you, they discard a card from their hand. It's a legendary. So essentially, this could 1 for 5, right? You play it. They discard 2. They use a card to kill it, and then they discard 2 potentially. And if they're not discarding 2, that at least means you're probably evens. But I mean, this seems great. I mean,
yeah.
Go to red, man. That's got me interested. Playing this, playing Radis, like, getting late games with hero, having some restore on them. I mean, I just like this a lot. I mean, 9's obviously like kind of late. I don't think it's going to be good, and definitely some matchups. But just going against like
Yeah, but if you can Yoda into You're My Only Hope this thing out early,
it's what
I
3.
mean, that's crazy.
Decrease it by 5, so it costs 4. So it costs 7. You need 7 resources, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this on 7 seems good. I on 9, like, I think it's okay, but like, again, again, you have to. I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah. I wonder if
Like,
there's.
I think Avenger has such a like great effect on 9 to deploy. Like, even if if you're not attacking with it, but this
Yeah, this is just nice if you like.
the
I don't
card
know.
draw, the card discard is good, but destroying a unit feels
Because when you're in
better.
top deck mode, late game, if they stop resourcing you and you go first and hit with this, like you could discard both their cards. You know what I mean? Like if you're at
Yeah,
8 resources, you draw into this and something else. You resource the other thing. You're at 9. You open with this, and they still have 2 in hand, and you discard both. Like
yeah,
pretty nasty.
you're
But
gonna
yeah, if
feel
you
good
play
about
this
it.
and they discard 2, and then they just drop like Avengers, and you don't have anything else, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's
I'm
that.
just saying, I think that this doesn't have as much of an impact as I want it to at 9 and as a legendary. It's still great. Don't get me wrong, but like I'm so used to Avenger being
In control
the
matchups,
9
though, I think
cost.
it does. Like I think
Yeah,
this
yeah,
just
that's fair.
like can shut the door. Like yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean just specific matchups, this seems insane. But yeah, I mean you're talking 9 costs. Like how many games go to 9, even for the decks that want to go later?
Yeah.
And hero side, bro. Hero's got nothing.
I mean, you have the Resolute.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is better than Resolute. Let me just
You cleared the lowest bar. Thank you.
yeah.
I got a
There's no
hyperfoil of that.
other. That sounds correct.
Yes. But yeah. So maybe there's like a red green deck, RIP Yoda, that can play some of these bigger ships already.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mist Hunter. The Finesman's Pursuit is a 3-cost cunning villainy space unit. 3/4 underworld vehicle transport on attack. If you played a bounty hunter or pilot card this phase, you may draw a card. It's neat.
Yeah, I mean
It's
no downside.
underworld. So, Cad's happy about this for sure.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean you go whatever into this into Forlom.
Just a super solid card.
Yep. All right, and next up we got Ahsoka Tano, 4-cost ground unit, cunning, heroism, chasing whispers, 3 attack, 5 health, fringe force. When played, an opponent discards a card from their hand. If it's a unit, you may exhaust a unit. Rare. Big fan. I mean I just love a force unit at 4. These red yellow decks are going to be discarding your hand. Get ready for it. You better play some smuggle or play your cards fast.
Yeah. Yeah, even the 3/5 on 4 is fine too. Like, you get the force tag, you get the discard, which is good.
Yeah, it's definitely been like not like great at times 3-5, but like playing with Kira a bunch is definitely serviceable to get what I need out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, plus she turns on other things, so I mean, she's totally fine there.
Yep. Yep. All right.
Captain Phasma, Chrome Dome, is an aggression villainy leader. Action exhaust. If you played a first order card this phase, deal damage to a base. Phasma flips on 5 at a 4/6 first order trooper. On attack, if you played another first order card this phase, you may deal 1 damage to a unit. If you do, deal damage to a base. I'm super excited for Phasma. Phasma is definitely in the top 3 so far that I've seen this set. I like the fast aggro villain. Like I've played a little bit of Sabine, but like I just really like the Kylo go fast. Vader even. Vader's obviously higher, and this is lower to the ground at 5. But
So you just say go fast with Vader?
no, yeah, no. I'm just saying. So the thing that I was thinking about, not go fast, but she's mixed. Like her leader side is like a little bit of Sabine, but her flip side is a little bit of the Vader leader. See, where you've got deal damage to a unit, deal damage to a base kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think she's a really cool amalgamation of both.
Yeah, I like her. I mean, the question will be like I had with Holdo is what first order cards do we get? And we have a few that are kind of bangers that we're about to get to. So I like.
We had a couple from before too, if I remember correctly.
Nothing.
We had the Stormtrooper. We had
Yeah, Stormtrooper's fine. I think it was just that and the Ollie Giant.
Ollie Giant.
Oh, and the green
patrollers. Yeah, this is what I was talking about with the Kashimi patrollers, where you know.
Yeah, I think those were the only 3 from the set that we got. But before this, we get Kylo's TIE Fighter, we get Kylo, and I think there was another first order that I don't remember. But yeah.
Yep.
Which both those are fine, and we're getting a Phasma later in green. So this Phasma with ECL, I think is going to be like a pretty good deck out the gate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next up, and one of the cards that like really helps bring in first order too as well is General Hux. 2-cost ground unit, aggression, villainy, no terms, no surrender, 1 attack, 4 health, first order official. Each other friendly first order unit gains raid 1. Action, exhaust him. If you played a first order card this phase, draw a card. That's really good. Especially so far, all the cards we named are all like 2 or 1 drops for first orders. So it's like you might need to be replenishing your hand, and Hux will help you do it.
Yeah, I'm excited about Hux. Like the first order package is looking pretty good so far.
Yep. Well, really, I wasn't super sold until we get to the Phasma. Once we got Phasma, I was like, okay, this is like a big thing that's hooking them in.
Oh yeah. I agree with you though. Definitely, it's gonna have to be green red. It looks like with ECL. So Special Forces TIE Fighter is a 2-cost space unit. Aggression ability 2/3 first order vehicle fighter. When played, and if an opponent controls more space units than you, ready this unit. Pretty neat. Works with Phasma.
I would say you're gonna play this because it works with Phasma, and like
that's about it.
Doesn't seem too insane. Seems fine.
Yep.
I mean, it definitely could be like interesting where it's like later game, like if you push ground heavy and they went space, and then like you drop this, you ready it, you put a pilot on it, and then you hit for 5 or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could even pull it off of Vader if you wanted to put Vader in the deck. I don't know what your ratio is going to be. Vader's pretty much always good, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. And then next we got the same artwork but different. The First Order TIE Fighter. 1-cost space unit, command villainy, 2 attack, 1 health, First Order vehicle fighter. While you control a token unit, this unit gains raid 1. So, I mean, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Play with the Kajimi fighters.
Yeah, I would say the other ones get you the token.
Cool.
And now what we've been excited about.
Yeah, Captain Phasma. On my command is a 5-cost ground unit. Command villainy 5/6 first order trooper. When played and on attack, you may give another first order unit +2/+2 for this phase. So you ECL this one in. You give someone a 4/4. Profit. You can drop it on the Phasma leader turn.
You can deploy the leader, then do. Yep.
Yeah.
You lose the ping on the leader side, but I think that's fine if you then get an 8/10.
Yeah, 8/10 on Phasma. I mean, that's just
that also ping base and ping.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it adds up really cool. I like how they're how they're building this leader. I think that's really neat.
Yep.
So,
And if you miss on this, I mean, and you're still running the first order stuff, Kylo is going to be a really good ECL at 6.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
I mean, the deck already has 2 really good ECL targets.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Yep. I almost like this artwork more than the
Yeah,
leader. I think this
I'm curious to
sick.
see what the showcase art will look like. If
Ooh, that's
these
true.
two are,
That's true.
you know. So
Next up, we got Frisk. He is from Squadrons, I believe. 2-cost, ground unit, aggression, heroism, Vanguard, loudmouth, 3 attack, 2 health, blank for ground, but you can pilot him for 2. When play as an upgrade, you may defeat an upgrade that costs 2 or less. +2/+2, New Republic pilot. It's worth noting you may defeat an upgrade that costs 2 or less. That doesn't hit pilots who are 5 cost but pilot for 2. Right, they are still a 5-cost card. So, for example, like I think Boba and like Mando and stuff like that were like 5 or 6 cost cards.
yeah,
But they pilot for 2, so
Pilot
he
for
can
2.
like he could hit himself, or like we talked about some of these other smaller ones like Page Tico, or even that like pilot we talked about 10 years ago in the beginning. I mean he seems fine for the same reasons I said of Page Tico. Like if you whiff and you have to play him on ground, he's a 2-cost 3/2. I think that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Seems okay.
Yeah.
Fight Fire with Fire is a 1-cost aggression event gambit. Choose a friendly unit and an enemy unit in the same arena. If you do, deal 3 damage to each of them. The art's neat. I think this is a good event. Situational.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you can pop your shield, pop your laser tech, pop your
Yeah.
things like that, like there's definitely upside to doing something like this. I can see, but
Yep.
yeah, like you said, situational.
Agreed.
All right, and our last one,
Oh my
we
god.
have had 59 spoilers. This is our final one. Moff Gideon. I know everything. 4-cost ground unit, cunning, villainy, 5 attack, 4 health, imperial, official. When this unit deals combat damage to an opponent's base, each unit that opponent plays this phase costs 1 more. He's a rare. Obviously extremely powerful, but I mean we said 5/4s are tough.
Yeah, another 5/4 to set. I don't know.
I mean, like the thing that keeps me half interested is that he's an official at 4. Because a lot of times we talk about going to 2-drop official into Royals Guard, but like this, you could just play whatever 2-drop you want, play a Royal Guard, and then play a Gideon. And so it's like they have to have like an event to kill him. But again, he's that same thing. He's in the range of open fire, take down, and fell. Like just all these super common ones. If he hits, obviously that's great.
But will he?
Yeah, but I mean, your opponent could then just opt to play. They could be forced into playing suboptimally in a sense that they now have to play an event when they wanted to play a unit, but they also could resource and just play like 1 below curve and just have to live with it and then kill him or something. So
yeah, that's tough.
If he gets 2 hits in, sure, yeah, he's doing 10 damage, and that's obviously gonna be really good in and of itself. But having his effect go for 2 rounds is gonna be really big. So it's just a question if he can stick around for that. But I'm nervous of it. Like Saul Guerrero, same thing. People just like ate the extra damage and killed him immediately.
Yeah. The Arco's hard, though. I wish this was his Set 2 showcase.
Yeah, this is pretty sick. That's pretty sick.
Yeah. Not crazy about the card, though.
Yep.
Oh my god, we did it.
All right, we did it. Not really going to do an outro because we've been here for over an hour. Hope you like how I look as Voss. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Check us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all those places, Blue Sky. And we'll catch y'all on the flip side. Deuces.